friend of mine told me, Dmitry, you are a singularity. You know, it's a singularity which can break the reality, because there is no other person in the position I am personally here. And now I will tell you why it's quite a singularity in my case here. So, but I will start again by saying that I'm here talking only on behalf of myself. Yes, you will be able to find out that I am the employee of the Government of Canada, CBSA, Canada Border Services Agency. But again, here I'm coming now actually publicly with whole my story, because my case is becoming public in 2 weeks from now. And so I was not disclosing my medical status. I was not going into any details of my correspondences with my managers, with my colleagues. I kept it confidential for me. And at the same time, I was trying to do something from within the union, because many members helped me to get elected 2 years ago into the union professional institute. And we were able to achieve a few results there. But again, it's only now that I'm opening all the files. And the way I'm doing it here, I have a portal, which what I would like to do here, I would just like to give you a quick overview of the resources which I've been building over the last 5 years now. So again, very important for me to say, I have to be very careful in what I'm saying. Please also try to remain politically correct here, because potentially someone could be watching this video from my colleagues, maybe who are not sharing our views. And that's right. They have different view on many different things. And that's what I'm trying to do here in a very legal, in a very collegial, friendly manner, to open their bubble. So if anyone is watching this recording, you know, having different opinions, you're very welcome to listen, to provide your feedback, comments. And again, we will be very happy to discuss any questions you may have. So Ted, can I share my screen here?
Let me just give you the power to do that. All right, you have the power.
Okay, let me try it now. Okay. So I hope you see something now. So again, what I would like to do, I would like just to provide a quick overview of the resources and just what I am. So I have become known as IVIM, which now stands for Independently Verified Information Machine. I have a Substack, and I've been publishing some newsletters, and that's my new career, so to speak, after I've been placed on leave without pay. Now, for the first time ever, I actually publicly disclose my medical status. Before that, I didn't want to share it, because people start making some stereotypes. You know, they use stereotypes to decide on who you are based on your medical status, which I think is, of course, is incorrect here. And so I have created a page here called My Hearing here. And in here, let me just read you a little bit of what is here written, but you can go there at IVIM.ca and you will read it. Now, many people ask me, like, Dmitry, how come you have this 4-character acronym website? Yes, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, because I was very famous and known about 25 years ago. I have built a technology back at a National Research Council, which was called IVI. At that time, it was Intelligent Vision Interfaces. But then I renamed it again for something more useful. So I'm quite a known scientist in the Government of Canada. I would say one of maybe most known or most popular for a number of reasons. And significance of this case is the following. Let me just summarize it very, very quickly. The story, I put all the story here for when you have time. You will be able to read it here. And I have a timeline and background which provides more background on everything here. And then I have already included the disciplinary letter investigation report, which provides you detail on the violations, on the allegations which I'm defending against myself. And these allegations essentially stand for me talking about the data which I was able to analyze myself. And just, I know people like images more than words, and I have included some of those images here for the evidence, which comes from official public, from official Government of Canada data here. And in particular, one thing which I have realized, there is no need to seek for many ways of abnormalities or red flags. It's just sufficient to stick to one, but which is like the most obvious thing here. And the most obvious thing which I found myself, which normally it's enough normally for 5 minutes to show it to any of my neighbors or colleagues. It's called cases cases deceased or COVID deaths by vaccination status. So they're published by Public Health Agency of Canada. At some point, they started to publish them. And what you would like really to know, okay, does vaccine help or not? You know, so how many people are dying with COVID being vaccinated versus non-vaccinated or partially vaccinated? So I use this result here, and I started seeing that first, it's not showing any significant improvement, and most importantly, it shows that a technique which I called algorithmic bias, or some people call it data skewing, is used to hide the inconvenient truth. So it has become the key platform of my key pillar of my electoral platform when I was running for vice president position in my union. So and here you will see specifically very important insights which I was showing to my colleagues very officially. Again, I'm not fighting here. I'm just, as a data scientist, I'm trying to show them insights, very important insights from of political interference. We Canadians, we should trust our professionals who are developing policies for us. And if we cannot trust them, how can we trust any policies, right? So political interference is not a new thing. It has been there for many years. And some of you may know Shiv Chopra 25 years ago. But here will come a modern case. It's 2021. Evidence of politically motivated data skewing by PHAC in cases following vaccination reports. So essentially, they're using data skewing technique or algorithmic bias in order to hide the inconvenient truth that what you'd like really to know, how many people died of COVID unvaccinated versus, let's say, 4 times vaccinated. And when you compute it on a weekly basis, or at least from the time when you start administering the 4th dose, you would see there is no evidence. Actually, the evidence is negative. It's worse for them. But what they've been doing, they're counting cases which happened way before they started vaccinating. So, of course, before vaccination has started, everyone died unvaccinated. So this is a very blunt, very bold way of diluting data when you're comparing, let's say, 2 scenarios with unrelated data. So I used it as part of my platform for when I was running for the union vice president position here, and I try to make it as professional as possible. I talk about these key issues. One of the issues is political interference, and the other one is a very important thing, which also is marked on my website, which is fear of reprisal. Because we looked at what is called public service employee survey. Public service, so this is, I hope you can see on the screen, this is the key metric which they measure the culture within different agencies. And I built web applications to observe what is the highest fear of reprisal. And the links are all here, right here, but I already have it opened on my, it's a web app. It's a web app. You can look at it, and you can see, I already have chosen here Health Canada. You would see that the lowest ranking is in marketed health products. So this is the unit in the entire Government of Canada who has the lowest ranking in the fear of reprisal. And I was the only one to uncover it. And of course, that happened way before COVID. So that gives me a little bit of credit here. That I'm not just, it's not about COVID. It's about the issues within public service, which I'm trying to address as a scientist and possibly as a union advocate as well. Now, the key objective of this meeting today was to invite everyone to attend this meeting. If you are in Ottawa, please come in person. It will be very interesting. They allocated 3 days, which I think is quite remarkable. So I will be able to show a lot of evidence, plus, of course, all the background, the political different stories which happened in the background. But also you can attend remotely. And I have just confirmed yesterday, they confirmed the board, it's called Arbitration, Federal Public Service Labor Relationship Employment Board. They have confirmed that the names and emails of observers will not be shared with anyone. They will be only used to send you a link to the Zoom. So I'm requesting everyone who is interested to learn more to essentially to submit your email and your name, and I will provide this list to the board, and I need to do it by February the 12th. So that's why we scheduled this meeting today, so that you have time, if you are interested, to provide your name, and you will be able to attend it remotely. Of course, you don't need to watch the entire 3 days, but probably I will tell you when there will be testimonials, for example, from my colleagues from 2 professors who were helping me to analyze the data. They're my colleagues from Ottawa U. I'm also adjunct professor at Ottawa U. And because there was huge fear of reprisal for talking about this within the government of Canada, no one of my colleagues from the public service could even testify. They told me, I'm not going to testify because I don't want to lose my job. That's it. And the same happened, of course, in 2021. No one wanted to ask questions. I was the only one who could ask questions because, again, my reputation was quite special by that time already. I was probably one of the most known scientists within government of Canada, in particular in the field of biometrics and video intelligence. And I built many good tools here. And I'm just very active socially, very active. So I was able to publicize it, this issue. And also very important component here that I've been leading the seminars as a very senior data scientist. I had lunch and learns seminars for anyone within government of Canada since 2019, before the pandemic. You know, every lunch, Friday lunch at noon, we would just meet together and I will show them techniques, how you can build some of those beautiful apps I was showing you, let's say, right here. We're living in 21st century, and it's quite strange, I would say, that this type of visualizations are not yet provided by, organizations like Health Canada, for example, or some other organizations. We have to build them ourselves. So for many years, many months, I was teaching my colleagues within GC Collab, it's called network. I was teaching them different tools to visualize different interesting data sets. And before there was COVID, everyone was interested in PSES, in this PSES. And this is really like everyone wants to see, okay, which department is the worst in terms of I would prefer to remain in my department, and you can score by ranking here. And this is official. And you can see, okay, like Corrections Canada and CBSA, for example, are the lowest ranking. Powerful interactive visualizations, extremely descriptive of the problem, and allows you to pinpoint to the area and to the unit where the problem exists. So to make the story short, I've been teaching these tools to my colleagues, and after we've done with PSES, we moved to the next one. What was the most interesting one in the 2020? You guess. COVID cases tracking. Yes, we built another one, which was called COVID, I think it was called. And there was another app which was tracking COVID cases. Okay, we built this one, and we were doing it at lunchtime on our own time as part of tracking, learning something interesting from data. but also learning the tools. And of course, after we're done with COVID cases, the next most important thing was, of course, the data related to vaccination, because by that time, some already started asking questions. Can we see the real data related to vaccination? Can we see the changes in death statistics, especially among young, for example, right? So, but this data has become available only in August 2021. So just 2 months before mandates have been announced for public service, the data has become available. And again, I don't need to show you all the things here. The links are provided. What I do want to, again, to encourage you, if you are interested in this subject, please register. And secondly, you will find all the answers to your questions related to data. So again, as I mentioned, this is the data. And the data relates to low efficacy. Well, I would put it this way, I have to be very correct. There is no evidence from post-marketing data that people who are vaccinated die less of COVID or transmit less or capture less. So there is no evidence. And even more, it was getting worse and worse with Omicron. It was getting worse and worse and worse. And eventually, even some senior people within TBS also acknowledge that vaccine efficacy, they say, fade away after 6 months. And that's why you need to boost yourself every 6 months. For example, at some point, a senior Treasury Board Secretariat executive said that, and I was kind of, wow, they actually even say that. But when I said it to myself, I was told I am criticizing the government or I'm spreading misinformation, something like that. So, the second piece of information, of course, relates to excess mortality, especially among children. And this is the most horrendous thing which I have observed and many of us observed. And we cannot talk about this because my colleagues in the government of Canada are fearful. They're younger than me and they will lose their job, and it will be very tough for them. I'm more senior, right now, but this data shows very, very well that the excess in mortality among young there was no excess in mortality among young before vaccination, and it started after vaccination. So data is here. Now, I think I have 5 more minutes, right, to wrap up my presentation. So, but what I'm trying to say here, there is a system which captures everyone. And we need not allow the system to capture us. We need to remain humans. We need to remain collegial. We need to remain friendly. And in fact, I can tell you that the people, my colleagues who have been developing these websites with me, with these applications, they're all amazing data scientists. And I can tell you that even my directors and director generals, they're also quite amazing data scientists, quite nice people. Yeah, but they're captured by this system. They're saying we have to follow instructions, and you need to follow instructions because this is what we need to do. We need to follow instructions. So what I'm saying here, that this case is not just for me. I'm saying that actually everyone who goes there, even my people who wrote these investigation letters and disciplined me, they are uncomfortable, I think. And no one would like to be in this scenario on either side, because it's the system we're fighting here against. And here is another beauty about my case. I'm coming from Soviet Union, right? And in the summary, I wrote the summary. It's better to start with the summary. I make parallels with the disaster in Chernobyl. I was in Kiev in grade 8 when Chernobyl exploded. This is exactly the age of my children right now when COVID exploded. So I was in Chernobyl, and all mainstream media was saying on radio and everywhere, all good, you need to go to the parade. It was 1st May parade, and if you don't go, you will have problems at work. But my dad didn't follow the instruction. He was a physicist. He had his Geiger counter to measure radiation himself, and he saw it was clicking badly on the streets of Kiev, and he told everyone, leave Kiev immediately as soon as you can. And I was one of those who was able to leave Kiev before May 1st. And essentially, in this way, like my father probably saved my life and life of many other neighbors and friends whom he told, don't believe whatever they say on TV. It's a disaster. Irradiation is very bad in Kiev. You need to, especially children, you need to remove them from Kiev. So I think that's what my dad did for myself and my generation. And essentially, I have tools, data science tools, to do pretty much the same. So there are narratives, there are, of course, corporate interests, there are foreign interests, but we have moral compass, we have our duties. And here, again, I'm not fighting my employees. I'm not fighting my managers. I'm fighting with them. That's the most important thing here. Because I was like them myself. I took my first shot, and my story here also, like I wrote my story here, that I've taken my own shot here. And if you're interested, there is a little video which was made by a journalist actually for a documentary for International Films Festival back in 22. But I was asked by my employer to remove it because, again, it's not looking good, maybe. But again, right now it's coming, this case is becoming public. So I have put here 3 videos, very short ones. This is my presentation at Freedom Convoy, where I met Angel. So hi, Angel, and I seen you here, who just talked before me. That's where we met. Very spontaneous. I just talked about very carefully. I'm not representing the government. I'm not representing any religion. I'm just seeing some data abnormalities. And this is what, I mean, I even don't say abnormalities. So this is the data I see. That's it. I say, this is the data. This is what it shows. It shows what it shows. This is the video which shows a seminar. So when I was put on leave without pay, I continued leading my seminars, but from work. And I was inviting other data scientists. So this is a meeting with one of data scientists from UK who analyzed Pfizer paper. And we were trying to build web app to automate extraction of data from Pfizer papers. So this is evidence. These 2 are used as evidence against me for this hearing. So they are used reference specifically in the discipline letter and investigation, that as if I'm against the messaging of the government of Canada. But I say I'm never against the messages. I'm actually only promoting all the data which government provided and so on. So that's it. Maybe that's a good point to stop. If there are any questions, maybe we can ask.
Dmitry, so let me just be clear. So what's happening in a couple of weeks is the disciplinary hearing that you've been charged with being what?
Okay, that's a good. So I've been suspended without pay for 5 days for the messages, for spreading publicly and discussing publicly messages which go contrary to the messaging of the government of Canada, which is that vaccines are safe and efficient. So that's exactly how they stated, that I post information which goes contrary to my employees' messaging that vaccines are safe and efficient.
And your argument is that giving accurate data is more important than honoring your employment with the government of Canada.
No, I'm very careful here. I'm saying I don't say anything. If you think that this data is contradicting, I have nothing to do with this. This is the data. I'm not saying anything. I say the data shows this. I just show the picture. And you tell me what this data shows. There is red box and blue box. So tell me which box has more mortalities. I'm not saying anything. So you see, again, I'm very, very careful here. I'm just presenting it in such a way that by looking at the data objectively, we may improve the performance. And also, I refer constantly to my experience as in evaluation of biometric systems. In biometrics, all the time, performance varies. And there are lousy performance and there is a good performance. And I say, that's exactly what we're doing here. We find when it works well, but sometimes it doesn't work very well. So, but again, just to provide you a little more background, this was the first discipline, because as you understand, then there was another one 2 years later, 8 days of suspension without pay, and then another one just half a year ago, 10 days of suspension without pay. And all of them are now rooted into this hearing, which is coming in 2 weeks from now. So essentially what it means that if I lose, the next level will be, up, as they say, up to dismissal. But again, I hope that it's for effort for all of us. I've been vaccinated myself. I took the first shot. I believed all the messages in the beginning just as my managers. Maybe they're still believing, and I don't blame them because they have not read all the information which I have read. But I'm sharing that, and then we will find a way. We live in a democratic country. I say it all the time. We're not in Russia. Something like that will not be possible in Russia or Soviet Union. But because we're in Canada, I trust that our system is still very strong. Democratic system, and it will allow to look into the evidence and see what were the options for me. In my case, I saw the data, I showed it, and I think it is very useful for everyone. Sarah, you have a question or someone?
Yeah, let's take a couple of questions and then we're going to need to move on. Sarah?
Hi, Dimitri. Thank you for your presentation, but I'm a little unclear on a couple of things. So I understand you have the hearing and I understand what that's about, but I'm not clear because you mentioned that there's a history within, I guess, the government to prevent people from contesting or speaking out against anything for fear of losing their employment. Is that somehow tied to what you're doing, number one? And number two, all the data that you have here now, have you taken the time to go and speak with the individual employers and explain it? Because to be honest with you, like I know it all, right? I've been doing this with you for a long time, but on a first wash at looking at it, just becomes an overwhelming mass of information unless someone sits with you and goes through each one slowly and explains it. And you're a very fast speaker, Dimitri, which leaves us behind a little bit, just as a heads up.
And I know that, so thank you for pointing that out. So, of course, I was not going just expressing my concerns to strangers. I've done everything I could in my position to alert about the red flags which I observed. First, I was alerting my management, as I should be. I talked to director specifically, and I told him, would you like to have a look at this data? Because, again, I had to make a decision to take the second shot or not to take. And I told him, if you can provide me some evidence, as a data scientist, I'm a reasonable person. Show me the data, and I will take the second shot. But my data, the way I looked at it, doesn't show that taking the second shot will improve my chances of survival or not catching the disease. So, but my manager said
that kind of wasn't what Dimitri, that kind of wasn't what I was saying. You're going back historically. What I'm saying is, are you going to these people? First of all, I'm asking if this is a problem within the government that people don't speak up. But the data that you've presented here, especially the data on children dying, and we know if you follow anything like Died Suddenly, people are dying in droves over these things, and the data validates the evidence that we're sitting here in this meeting hearing about how other places are declaring it a bioweapon. That information validates what you're saying, and are you sitting down and taking that information to the individuals that matter? And is this an internal problem in the government, was my question, where government employees don't speak up for fear of losing their jobs?
That's exactly the problem. So that's why I, when I ran for the union position, I said this is the core. It's a root problem. Fear of I have a dedicated page for this, which is called Evidence of Fear of Reprisal Within Public Service. So I hope you can see it on my screen right now, but you can click on the links provided. It has been there for many years. Fear of reprisal. And in fact, we even can look where exactly, in which units is the highest fear of reprisal. Through the web applications which I built with the help of my colleagues, we found the units which have the highest, exactly, corrupt to the core. Joseph, exactly, that's the book. I have on my desk, corrupt to the core. So it was before that. But let's look back. Where is the highest fear of reprisal? Just looking at the web application which I built. So you would see it's actually in PHAC, Health Canada, specifically in the unit which deal with the regulation of health products. So
Wow,
that
that's
was
pretty
even
disconcerting. Yeah.
before COVID, and I know how it is done, because people were contacting me when I was running for the union position. I've heard their stories, and there are a number of different ways. For example, not putting you on a permanent contract.
Dimitri, I want to get Maz in, and then we're going to need to move on. Maz, have you got a question for Dimitri?
So I would like to ask Dimitri what he considers to be the most effective strategy, if he has any strategy that is helping him in doing that. Is that the art of questioning, or is that the fact that you keep questioning rather than making a statement that this is what the data means and you're asking them to explain it? Thank you.
Mm,
Did you get the
I'm
question?
not.
Because I didn't understand the question.
Okay,
I've known
good.
Moz for a while. Let me just try to translate the question. Are
Mhm.
you, when you're going in front of the board, are you making statements like the vaccine appears to be deadly and way worse, or are you asking questions based on the data? So by asking the questions, it A, protects you, and B, makes other people think as well. So the question is, here is the data. What is the data telling us? As opposed to the data is telling us that getting more vaccines creates a greater risk to your health and a greater risk of dying. Or, Dimitri, are you making statements or are you asking questions? I think, Maz, that's maybe what you're trying to say.
I probably need to clarify here what this hearing is about. It's not about the evidence. This hearing is about me not following managerial's what they call expectations and not being true to my duty of loyalty. So what I have done is incriminated, or I am alleged of not showing duty of loyalty, because if I publish information which goes contrary to my employees' messaging, it can be seen as not doing my duty of loyalty. So, and I say, so that's why I put in essence here, this hearing is about the limits to the duty of loyalty and insubordination in a democratic country like Canada. What are those limits really? Can an employee instruct an employee to act in a way that places political direction above the safety of employee, their children, and the country itself? And of course, who decides that? Because they're saying the opposite. They were saying that I contribute to vaccine hesitancy. That it's me who is my action lead to more deaths because I create more hesitancy. You see, so who decides
Right.
whether my actions save our country or do it worse?
And who should you be loyal to? I want to get Roger in, Hodkinson, and then I need to move on because we're behind our schedule. Roger, let's get you unmuted, Roger.
It's still muted.
Yeah, Roger.
Roger. Oh,
There
nice.
we go.
Sorry about that. Dimitri, for your information, in Alberta, there was a law passed last year called the Regulated Professions Act. If you are regulated under a professional college, quite apart from the government, you have theoretically the freedom to speak your mind, providing it's not done on company or government time or their computer. That is now in Alberta a protected statement.
I know about that, and every time I find information like this, I will post it in my newsletter. So, in fact, it is somewhere here. Alberta introduces, I found it right away. Alberta introduces Neutrality Act to protect free speech expression across regulated professions. Why it matters for union and public servants across Canada. So that's, I think, Roger, exactly what you are referring to.
Dimitri,
and
well
if
done.
anyone has any other related information, I will publish it in one of my substacks. So one substack specifically to address the problems within the public service, and the other one, everything else which relates to evidence. But this is a big one, indeed. This is exactly what needs to be done, not only for Alberta, but for all public servants across Canada. Because how Canadians can trust public servants if they have fear of reprisal of speaking truth to the power. And my director was telling me, Dmitry, we trust the experts who are developing the things. And I'm telling him, we are the experts. Like it's us, the experts, you know? And so, no, you are the data scientists, but there are health professionals who are the experts, but they are not data professionals. I am data professionals. So I think we do have a chance here to win this hearing by really to highlighting the fact that professionals must be protected when it comes to the safety of all Canadians, because otherwise we are lost. Like really, the public service, which cannot be trusted by Canadians, it's not what we want to have. We want to trust our professionals. We want to trust our government even more than we trust now.
Dmitry, well done. Thank you for your persistence and your courage in this, and I look forward to an update.
Okay.